I often speak about embodiment because the body doesn't lie. And as a medical intuitive, it just gives you the clues to the next steps, to your yes, no, to clarity and direction, to the support system that you need, and gives you the nudges of what's in right livelihood for you. What are my next steps and how aligned are they with my future self? So I know that's a big concept, but what about today? How am I feeling? What's my energy? What are my next steps? So embodiment to me means I know my yes through my body and my energy system, but I also know my no. And no's feel a little uncomfortable because we like the yes, but we don't like the no so much. But when you know, K-N-O-W, so know, have that wisdom, have that body wisdom, I call that embodiment, because no one can shake you off your tree when you know. So I said full-bodied yes, full-bodied no. Sometimes when we're in our ego, in our mind, who else overthinking? Sometimes we can't, and we're in fear. Say we're in fear, and I earnestly say this: you can't access your yes and no. So you use your body as a pendulum. And early on in my days, I did do a pendulum. So find your yes and your no by cluing into your body. So standing up, taking a breath, feeling your feet on the ground, and asking your body to show you a yes. Now, I've taught this many times. I've seen it act in many different forms. So you have to get your own unique yes. My yes is usually back. So my body sways back. That's my yes. And my no is my body sways forward. For me, in my mind, that's counterintuitive, right? But that's just the way my body is. So I've seen bodies sway to the left and right. I've seen bodies go forward and back, opposite to mine. I've seen bodies stay present but just shimmer a little bit. So you work out your yes and your no. And the way you do it is standing up, taking a moment to connect to yourself, connecting with your legs, connecting with your feet, taking a breath. And then say, show me a yes. And my body's going back. For me, it's back, right? I can just feel it. You probably can't see it. I just smile at the intelligence of the body. Now, why am I closing my eyes? Because I don't want to be distracted by anything else. I'm closing off one sensation so the others are more acute and can feel it better, feel it more. Okay, so my body, I want to say thank you to my body for showing me a yes. And I'm going to just park that for the moment, switch gears, connecting with my feet again. And then show me a no. You can't make it up. My body just went forward. So that's it takes a moment, but it's an essence of you that is outside of your mental mind, your busy, noisy mental mind that talks to your soul. That's the way you can speak to your soul and have that message. So then you can ask your body, particularly yes, no questions that give you a path forward. The other thing I wanted to share with you is when you have pain in the front of your body, just check in, are you overgiving? Because that's our overgiving. We get fatigue in the front of our bodies. When you get pain in the back of your body, are you blocked to receiving? So the back of our bodies are receiving and the front of our bodies, I'm talking to you, is giving. So let's explore how embodiment feels. I often talk about little nudges of twinges and pain. Do you get pain in your body? Well, that's your body talking to you. And there's a whole modality that speaks about how your body speaks to you. I really feel that your soul speaks to you through your physical essence, emotional, mental, and spiritual. But let's talk about the physical today. I like working with the chakras to give me a clue about what body organ, what body form and function are being affected by the nuances of energy. And I'm talking energy, I'm talking knock, 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 here's the pain. Ah! Okay, so you might have a pain in your shoulder. Like at the moment, I've got a pain in my shoulder. There's lots of responsibility. There's a heavy burden. I've got a big workload. So that might irritate me posturally. So I'm going to have a look at that. It's also pain in your shoulder. It's close to behind my neck. So it's about how do I speak in the world? So it's with my throat chakra. So it's high up. It's also touching a little bit of my high heart, so my thymus. So I need a bit of self-care. So it's sort of, that's me knowing the medical intuitive side, but I want you to get curious about where your nudge or I want to say pain. Let's say pain. Let's be really clear. Your pain is presenting, because that is a message. That is something that you can take, and then there's lots of resources out there, but if it's around your root chakra, so legs, pelvic, lower pelvis and legs, that's root chakra. Safety, going forward, how am I holding my ground, support system there. If it's between your hips, it's sacral, it's about identity. How am I showing up? Identity and creativity. So how am I showing up? How can I be creative? How can I explore my expansive self? What steps do I take? And which one am I taking, left or right? There's a whole narrative there, which I just touched upon, but we might explore later. You can ask me about it too. Then we go to solar plexus. Solar plexus is our organic mass, is in our solar plexus. It's how we assimilate in the world. It's also about our personal power. So say you have, and these are general, they're general, but you have things like gut issues, leaking power. You're saying yes when you mean no. I don't want to talk about digestion because there's a whole modality there, but say you've got some interruption to your digestion, it's your solar plexus. Can we just say that? And then we've got our heart space, our chest. So we've got a tight rib cage. Well, there's something happening with your lungs and your heart. Your lungs are about grief, and your heart is about having the space to open up, to deserve, to be present. Your heart channel is also your forgiveness channel. So if you're holding on to anger, it might show up in your heart space, or it could show up in your organs, that personal power again, especially pancreas and liver. Some gallbladder there, actually mostly all the organs there can hold a bit of anger. And then we go up to our throat chakra, so thyroid, devotion to self, limiting your words, reframing, filtering your communication through a cultural lens that may not be your own, a societal narrative that comes out of your mouth, but it's not really who you are and what you stand for, just knowing yourself. So if you've got a sore throat, or you're limiting your words, or holding yourself back on visibility and being seen, have a look at that. There's also the back of the neck. So there's a lot of neck issues at the moment. The back of the neck, there's, so I see energetically a lot of piercing, the back of the neck. That's where there's a lot of entanglement at the back of the neck. So the back of the neck is a portal for energy. So if you have a neck pain, again, it's about throat chakra. It's about speaking your truth. But if you have behind the neck pain, just give it a little bit of warmth, a little bit of nourishment, a little bit of support. It might need some opening up, so some good massage will be great there. Warmth, wear a scarf if it's cold where you are. Yeah, and then we've got the third eye. Now, the third eye is here, but it's also sits in the middle of your two hemispheres of the brain. It gets calcified. There's a pineal gland that becomes calcified, so you can't see. So there's a lot of debris in your third eye. So say you get headaches a lot. You have visual impairment. And these are general. Can I just say they're general? So the caveat is they're general. It's what I've seen out in the world and how I've supported people to heal. So visionary, you limit your visions and they become entangled. So they become cloudy. So the more we can clear our third eye, the better. And it's quite easily done. Maybe I'll show you later on in this video. And then the top of the head, the crown chakra, that's our conduit to the divine, also our higher self. If you're getting some compressive headaches, so some real skull cap, like twisting, those ones, I don't know, have you had one? I have, there might be an atmospheric change so that we can clue in with what's happening in the collective, the universal part, like outside of ourselves. So the earth is shifting. So we might, if we're sensitive to energy, we'll feel that. The other thing is, are you showing up as yourself? Are you following your path? I've had clearings myself personally where there's been barbed wire and not like barbed wire, but it's been entangled with my past and my future. Because here, the sutures, the fontanelle where we touch the baby's head where we can't touch it, that's our crown chakra portal. And the sutures that you see on where your skull comes together, they're all our past lives are held there. So have a feel, because your skull gets really lumpy and gets toxicity under your skull cap. Have a feel of where it's tight. And there's some oscillation. I used to be a massage therapist. Oscillation techniques where you can just release. And energetically, you want to think about and feel into that release and give it breath as well. So your body's saying, knock, knock, knock. Hello, please pay attention. Anyone else? Sometimes we need support to really get to the core of why your body is being responsive or bringing up, for me, it's bringing up a wound that needs clearing or a story that is no longer serving you. And once you know, once you feel into that, say it's a yes or a no for you, then you need help to release it fully because we're attached. Even I need help. I have my own healer. I have my own support team because that attachment is us not wanting to change and not wanting to. I've been in a room and I've said, who wants to change? 50% of the room put their hand up, 50% put in the room with their hand that didn't want to change, because most of us, we're comfortable, and uncomfortable is pain. So when we have pain, there is something transforming. So the steps are give it breath. If it's transient, so it's not recurring. Sometimes it's acute, not chronic. Then give it time. It will release. Give it breath. We are the most powerful. I'm going to say human beings. Of course, we're human beings. We are powerful. Give it breath. That is your life force. Give that area some attention. So whether it has self-massage, whether it's meditation and breath work to clear the space, whether you put a crystal on it, crystals work really well. Like, I have seen some amazing results with crystals just placed in the area that has the pain. So if you want more information, that's something I do and support you with. And then if it doesn't pass and it's still acute and it's getting worse, then you need help outside of yourself. So give it a couple of days, use your intuition, get help. I'm all for, now this is my personal, I'm all for pattern interrupt. So if you need an anti-inflammatory or you need something, your body knows, your body will switch on and say, oh, I'd forgotten I can do that. I can heal, and it will adapt. It will come back to a homeostasis. So if you're not back in homeostasis within a time frame that is good for you, then get support. So we have lots of support, both in the Eastern and the Western world, whether it's a healer or medicos. Choose that. Yeah, tap into your body. It's really an amazing tool we all have. You know that. It's an amazing tool. When we're in pain, we really get so angry with our bodies and we get a little disappointed. But it's the way we grow too, and invite new experiences in. Not that we want too many of them, but over your lifetime, you will have a few of them, if not many of them. And it's the way you respond to them that helps you navigate the path going forward. So enjoy your body. It is so intelligent, much more than you think it is.